So one sign you know it's really gonna pour. I just did a time lapse over here and nothing moved. Clouds are so still. It's just gonna come down. It's one of the first moderately cool days here in South Florida. Never did rain. I guess I was all talking some kind of mess when I pointed out earlier that I thought I was going to. I guess you see a whole lot of this parking lot. So I work between two buildings, overseeing a few different projects internally. So one just behind that doghouse there, and then the other way on the other side of the parking lot over there. Walk between those two buildings like 4 or 5 times a day. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but keeps me on my feet. Get to wear comfy shoes. It's quiet time out here after work. Getting ready to head to the gym. I missed my Sunday workout, not too thrilled about that, but just jumping right back into it, get back on track tonight. It's really nice out. It's not like a picturesque sunset, but it's very, very calm. I'm feeling it.
You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Right, I just got home from the gym. I'm gonna jump in the shower and then I'm gonna come back here and do an unboxing on this bad boy. Totally excited. All right, I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Let's get this unboxing underway, huh? All right, so I'm all showered, cut my hair, feeling nice, and I'm ready to talk Batman, Mike Mignola, cold cast porcelain. This. It's amazing. So what we're looking at here is from the Batman Black and White collection. This is a cold cast porcelain sculpture based on the amazing artwork of one of my favorites, Mike Mignola. Now, I picked up this piece at a friend's comic book store. A friend of my boss opened a comic book store here in an area of Fort Lauderdale by the 17th Street Causeway. It's a nice cross sell. And, you know, I had been looking for this particular piece. It's sold out everywhere. And that just vexed me to no end. So it was around for a little while. I passed on it. Maybe I didn't have the money to get it, but I should have gotten it when I could have. This is a second edition. It's indicated here on the packaging. The sculpt is the same, but the paint apps on this second edition look to me a little bit of an improvement. And when you see this piece, even in photographic, reproduction, they did an amazing job with emulating a 2D style on something that has a third dimension. It's just an amazing piece. Let's get this puppy open right now. So let's get this open. Packaging is really nice, actually. It's a heavy duty corrugate, which is really robust stuff. Got a receipt. So I keep all my receipts. Do you guys do that? I tend to do that a lot. Get this out of the way. That's where you can see it. Wow, look at that. Now, I appreciate a good, safe packing job. There's nothing like getting something brand new and having it be damaged. Here's a really sweet looking base. Goes in the, ooh, what do we have here? Edition 1929 of 5200 TMNC DC Comics S15. So that's awesome. This plays into the Batman black and white motif. The base is porcelain as well. Has some nice anti-skid traction on it. And that's going to look really awesome on my all black shelving. Way to go, DC. Now for the pièce de résistance. Just wow. Like, let me get this. So the statue itself is built around, looks like stainless steel armature here, which matches in shape to the base, which gives you a really, really nice sturdy connection of the statue to the base. Man, this thing is awesome. Not the statue, just the box. So I really felt like I just had to give you some type of like reaction, because holy crap, this thing is amazing. It's everything I hoped it would be. I mean, I've seen it on display, but having it in hand, could have been bad. Having it in hand is just really something else. So the bat ring is on a wire attachment. Looks like I might have to play with it to get the positioning right, just slightly. See if I can get close. This thing framed a little bit better. So wow, I mean, first impressions, faithful to the art style, 100. I mean, I'll put right here maybe a sketch of the Mignola Batman art style, and maybe like right here I'll put a sketch of the traditional Mignola 2D art style. But I mean, getting in close, just incredible. The way that they have translated this highlighting shading schema between the 2D and the 3D art is just something else. The way the sculptor has captured this classic Mignola profile on the piece, maybe a white would help it stand out a little bit better. Just unreal. This very, very classic sloping shoulder line that Mignola uses is a very elongated figure style, but also a lot of body mass, implying very, very taut musculature on the form. I love, love, love the simplified bat icon and the oversized belt that he's using here. Just classic Mignola style. I think that that the artist is also known for this very serrated gradient. Instead of using like a hatching or anything, he uses a very sawtooth edge on his gradients from light to dark. And just slightly repositioning my camera to get the full effect of the waterfall of this cape. I mean, I say waterfall and there's no exaggeration there. I mean, it is just a completely weighted cape. It's amazing that the style. Wish you could see this maybe a little bit better. Let's see if we could do something like this. So yeah, you might be able to see that in a little bit more detail, but that style on the cape just implies it's armored, it's heavy, it's everything that Batman's cape should be from a tactical standpoint. So I'm going to go ahead and slightly tweak the wire on the Batarang. That looks good. See if we can get close in. On this kind of curled up hand here on the far side. It like slightly traces the outline of the cape, which I think is an amazing touch, because it's almost like he could, in one motion, it's almost like in one quick motion he could conceal himself with the cape and let that Batarang fly and just totally take you out, and there would be no defensive maneuver that you could take. I mean, he would just cover himself with that armored cape. Now, it's hard to tell if that's my lighting or the lighting that they've painted into the sculpture, but I really enjoy this look on the bat. I mean, it's serious, it's foreboding, but there's brilliance there in the eyes, calculating. Another favorite of mine is the size and shape of the ears on the bat head, on the headpiece, the cowl. They're just right. They're not too big. They're not itty bitty. I mean, look at that profile on the thing. Just amazing. Now, it's also difficult to see here. There are some hatch marks kind of sculpted into the cape here. And it's one of the things that really stands out to me about this artist's work. You can see some of those here as well. It's open, it's clean, there's lots and lots of space and negative space, but it's not too clean. There's always a hint of texture, ever so slightly. Truly blown away by this piece. It's going right up in the shelf with a position of prominence. I don't have very many toys displayed at the moment. I forgot to really highlight these in last night's video, but my Obi-Wan Black Series and my Kylo Ren Black Series, so it's kind of like the namesake there. the Masterpiece Prime, of course. I posted this on my Instagram. Check it out here. And it was my most viewed video on Instagram to date, which I think is really cool. And I think that's about it for this piece. So, you know, I fell in love with Mignola's work in 1994. I remember, maybe even a little bit earlier, maybe 93, probably my senior year in high school. I remember seeing his work on like maybe the New Mutants or the X-Force. It was a few annuals. He started doing annual covers, and the interiors of the comics were drawn by Arthur Adams, who is hands down my #1 favorite. And I think that it was my desire to collect his work that got me into collecting Mignola's work, because his covers at that time were like something nobody had ever seen before. And I remember my friends and all this hate spewing on Mike Mignola's work because it was so different. And I'm so glad he's risen to the place that he is today in the comic book community, with his work on Hellboy, with his work on Batman. There's just no ends to what this guy has done. So great job, Mike, on this. This was actually sculpted by a gentleman Jonathan Matthews. Hats off to you, Jonathan Matthews. Amazing job. I like that they credit the sculptor on these pieces. Really, really classy, DC. Very, very classy. I wish more people did that. Alright, well, I'm going to cut it short. It's going to be, you know, a concise video, but this is the one thing that I wanted to cover in this video because I'm so excited to have it. It's been kind of sitting on my shelf. I couldn't wait anymore. I redid the shelves last night. I put it in there with the books. Had to come out. It's going right up there. Let's do this. Yeah, that's where he belongs. Alright, thanks for watching. Let's talk soon. If you like what you saw, leave me a comment below. I actually make toys for a living. I could do this all the time. This is not an unboxing channel. This is not a paid promotion for the DC Collectibles Batman Black and White piece. Just something that I love. I bought it with my own money. Nobody sent this to me. I thought I should say that. So, alright. Have a good night.